A local visual artist's large-scale works are bound to inspire and please the eye. Carole Bolsey, whose artistic creations are found in public and private collections throughout the United States, Europe, and Japan, creates her own unusual artwork from her studio in Kingston. She'll be holding an open art show at the South Shore Art Center in Cohasset on February 22nd through April 7th called Levitations, Horsing Around. PACTV Community News met up with Carole at her local studio in Kingston to see a preview of her upcoming show and learn more about her.
We're in the middle of a batch of brand new works here. Everything that you can see in the studio at the moment was done in the last 14 months or so. That's kind of a lot of acreage of paint in a pretty short amount of time. That's because I have a show coming up. And a show very often is very much a meditation that goes on for a year or 2 years on one subject. In this case, it happens to be horses. But my paintings are never about the subjects that are recognizable. In fact, Kate McQuaid in the Boston Globe wrote a very interesting review where she said that all my paintings are abstractions with recognizable, she said, big painterly abstractions with recognizable objects in them. So in this case, the recognizable objects are horses. And they're horses doing something that apparently only wild horses or young horses tend to do. Sometimes saddle horses and trained horses do it too, but only when they're first let out of their stalls and they have so much energy, they jump up in the air. And that's what this show is mainly about. Jumping into the air, called levitation. As you can see, this painting's 8 feet by 10 feet, a little bit under life size. The Gypsy Vanner is life size. The first horse, that painting called High Horse, is about life size, but there wasn't quite room for 2 life-size horses to get them far enough off the ground for their jump to really be felt in this composition. Drawing is a wonderful way of thinking out loud to me. And when I first started painting horses, I wanted to study them more. I wanted to know their anatomy better and to understand their movement more. And so I started by looking at books of horses and copying and tracing and studying individual parts of the horses. And then I started doing them on tracing paper, which I could collage onto canvas. So these little pictures, they're only 12 inches wide, most of them, 12 or 14 inches wide, are little studies that I've collaged onto canvas. And the wonderful thing about drawing them onto tracing paper is that I can superimpose them with each other. So you can see one drawing through another drawing, which creates an amazing effect of movement. Like in a cartoon, you know, when a critter is running, you will see its legs drawn many times, and that gives the effect of motion. The paintings always have to look like paint. That is, there's no attempt ever in what I do to make a kind of trompe-l'œil or realism, to fool you into thinking that it's real, only that the event is real, the experience is real. The motion, movement, are more important than a kind of static representation. The sense of play and enjoyment of work has really been consistent all through this year that I've been working on this body of work. And I'm making little puzzles in some of these pictures where there's an overlapping of one image which is reversed, overlapping the other. And it's put me in a wonderful frame of mind.